Hello everyone and welcome to another draft of Neon Dynasty. This time it is a premier draft and I have a mythic rare here. I have only two of these, so I might maybe will pick it anyway, but actually it is quite a good card. So well, first of all, you can play it as a 3 mana 3/2, and with the ability it would be a playable one because it's really opponent always wants to be able to block this or just remove it. But of course you can also save this for ninjutsu when you need one more mana for 4 mana. But when you get to connect once with this thing, you just get to play a free spell. Well, it will cost you life, but you don't have to. I mean, you net a card and mana when you connect even once, unless of course you exile 2 lands. But even then, if you have a land drop available, you can play a land. So this is actually a pretty good card. The Long Reach of Night, I think, is the second best card in the pack, easily better than the Arrest here. I would be taking the Long Reach of Night if the rare wasn't uh, even a better pick here now. Alright, so here someone took the rare, and I could take them. I could continue taking black cards. Virus Beetle, Nezumi Prowler, maybe the Prowler would be my choice. There's also another Arrest, but that's not even close to the best card in the pack. I think the Boseiju reaches Skyward is really good. I'm tempted to pick it. Green and black are two of the stronger colors in the set for limited, definitely. Which means that the both colors have a lot of good cards. Even if the colors are a bit contested, you will easily get a playable deck here. So yeah, I know I could take a black card. There are some options in this pack, but I think I'll take the card I believe is the strongest in the pack, so let's take it. You get 2 forests with this and then a massive creature, and that's going to be pretty nice. A pretty nice threat also with the reach. Opponent will be having hard time attacking through that thing. This pack doesn't have anything than one black card here. A couple of colorless cards that are not bad, especially the Circuit Mender I like quite a bit. The Companion may be a little bit better when you have ninjas. Well, I have one ninja actually. But still, the pick here has to be one of the green cards, and I think it might just be the Tales of the Master Seshiro. It could be the Rebuke thing, but also the Spinning Wheel Kick when you get to 6 mana. This is much more clumsy than the Master's Rebuke, of course, but this can actually net you cards by killing 2 opposing creatures. I haven't actually played with this card, or maybe if I have only like once, I don't recall casting this card at least. So I will take it for that reason. I think it can be quite good. I mean, when you are having only one target, it's a lot better, worse than of course, the 2 mana instant version of the card, but the potential to have x equals 2, maybe in some cases x equals 3, and that can be just a great blowout. So I will, for now, try this card. But I think either of the 2 other green cards would have been totally reasonable choices. Here, Crafted Growth, a couple of black 3-drops here available. I think I might be interested in... Well, I don't even know which... There's also Ninja's Kunai, but I don't think I'm gonna take that here. Fairly weak pack. The other color cards are not that interesting either, so I'll take one of the green or black cards. Maybe the Centipede, although the Blade Blazer can quite often have menace, and that's actually quite useful because green has a lot of enchantments. It doesn't have really any artifacts. The reason I chose this card is that I have the Nashi Moon Sage sign, and you really want to be able to ninjutsu this out, because if you just play this as a 3 mana creature, opponent will know it's coming, and they will definitely do. And they don't have to do much to be able to block a 3/2 profitably. So you would rather have it the first trigger be a surprise. So this having menace can actually work towards that goal. So that was the reason I took this Blade Blazer. And here, okay, the hot spring is good. Black is green isn't actually that open, so I shouldn't actually take this. I'm worried both green black might not be that open, but I think I'd take still the Kami of Terrible Secrets here, because let's say I end up green black. there's still a chance that because black has some number of artifacts, and of course there are colorless artifacts too that I could take. It will be easy to get enchantments for this thing because with the assumption I would be having a green-black deck because of course green has a lot of enchantments. So the question is, do I get enough artifacts to make this playable? And I can do that with black artifacts. But now I have to make a decision. There's a Voltage Search, there's also a Jungle Hollow. These two green cards might not be enough to do that, although the Voltage Search isn't like just the most amazing. I think I'll still keep, with these powerful green uncommons, I think I will try to still be green-black. And yeah, as you can see, there's not a red card worth even considering here, so I'm pretty happy now that I chose to take the mana fixing land here. Favor of Yukai, not that interesting. Mukota Ambusher, this would be an artifact for the terrible secrets thing. I might actually take it for that reason. The crafted growth would allow some splashes perhaps. But I think I'll take the artifact now that I took the for a drop that cares about both the artifacts and the enchantments. This is also best of one draft, by the way, which means that there's no sideboarding here. That's gonna be relevant. Here I take the Searchlight Companion. The You Are Already Dead is fine. Crafted Growth, I could still consider running it. Dead to the Kami, maybe not a card I'm a big fan of running in best of one or best of three main deck, but it's still something you could do. But I take the Companion for two reasons. First of all, it is an artifact for the Terrible Secrets thing. Second, it is really decent with ninjas, and I have one very good ninja, and of course green, and then I have another ninja that just is still fine, and of course green has some ninjas too, and I can still pick up more black ninjas as well. So I think I'll just take the Ambusher. It feels like since I took the Terrible Secrets, in order to make it playable, I should have a bunch of artifacts, and this is not a great cast at at 3 mana, but it's pretty good when you get to ninjutsu it out at 2. Should I take a Bamboo Grow Archer? Because if I'm gonna be a slow deck, I'm actually interested in the card. There's an Increase Infiltrator, which would work nicely with my ninjas, but then again, looking at what my deck is trying to achieve, it's pretty slow, and this is also an enchantment for the Terrible Secrets thing. I think I'll take the 3 mana 3, 2 mana 3/3 now. And here it's an easy companion number 2. Alright, so I have actually some support for my ninjas and the Terrible Secrets Kami, which means I might actually be willing to take more of these 4-drops if I see them. Here it doesn't matter which I'm gonna take, none of these will be played. Okay, am I gonna play a Kaitos Pursuit? I don't think. I'll just take the random uncommon here. In best of 3 I would definitely take it in my sideboard, but I don't really like to run that thing in the main deck. 3 mana to make them discard 2. Yeah, it does give menace to some of my creatures here, but I don't think it's a bit clumsy and situationally good card only. Okay, Reckoner's Bargain or the Crafted Growth here. I think I'll try to take the Crafted Growth in case I will be having a splash or just for some reason would be interested in a 3 mana accelerating effect, which does seem quite unlikely though. Here I would be interested in the Careful Cultivation because of the channel option here, of course. I don't actually have even that many early plays available other than the Bamboo Grow Archer, but the Long Reach of Night is really one of the better cards in the set. Well, one of the top uncommons for sure, so I don't think I can just avoid it now. This is still pack 2, pick 1, so I will have plenty of options to find more early plays. So let's take it. Okay, there's another Boseiju Reaches Skyward, which is tempting. It really is, but there are also some good early ones, and what's particularly interesting to me here is the Fang of Shigeki, because I do have 2 of these Momokota ambushes, and I would really want to have 1-drops to be able to ninjutsu this out on turn 2. I have multiple 4 mana cards here. If I'm going to play the Terrible Secrets Kami, there's already 3 4 mana cards, and I'm not even counting this as a 4 mana card. So I think I have to now take the 1-drop here. it is the responsible thing to do. They are nice cards. I could even take the Prowler, but I like the Fang of Shigeki a little bit more, so let's take it now. Another Prowler. There's a Yukai Preserver too. Yeah, I'm not going to take the Chain Flail Centipede here. That's not necessary at all. Although it is, that said, it is good with the Searchlight Companions because it's nice to reconfigure this on one of these 1/1s, making them actually more significant attackers at least. But I think I still will. First of all, this is an artifact, which is still relevant for the Kami of Terrible Secrets, and it is a 2-mana 3/1, and I do want to have cheap cards here now. Plus, it's still a nice thing you can ninjutsu out with the Searchlight Companion, for instance, and get some additional bit of value from getting to re-trigger the ETB ability here. Okay, this pack has still multiple interesting options here. A couple of decent green-white card and white card, and also the Imperial Oath are good, which I could splash the 6-drop because of the crafted growth, but there's no point considering a splash right now because there's also the Greater Tanuki. Shrine Steward doesn't get me anything relevant. I have one aura. Yeah, the crafted growth. Right. Circuit Mender is interesting, but maybe I should just take the 6/5 now. I actually have a fairly decent amount of artifacts already. It was 5 artifacts. I will take the 6-drop. I don't actually have anything other than the spinning wheel kick that can utilize more than 4 mana. So let's take something with a higher impact. Akiba Salvage is actually an interesting one because I have a slight artifacts plus enchantments theme in the deck, and also this. I mean, I could see doing like channel this and then return it to the battlefield with this Akiba Salvage, which would be decent even if it doesn't get the counters. Is there any other reason to do that? The Yukai Preserver is so good though that I should maybe just take it, but okay, I'll take it. I mean, it's just such a consistent good 4-drop, but I would really want to play an Akiba Salvage in this deck, I think. Here, couple of decent blue cards. Yeah, the splashing is still an option, but I have a Coiling Stalker and a Lethal Exploit. Maybe I should have like one removal spell just to have some interaction for opposing stuff. I won't be having modified creatures really, a lot of ways to do that, but maybe the Exploit is better, because I haven't been that impressed by the Coiling Stalker, to be honest. It doesn't seem that amazing. If it was an artifact or an enchantment, that would be a bigger reason to take it, but it's neither, so I just chose to now take the removal spell. Alright, so here I might take the I will take the Iron Apprentice, but I might play it even because I have those cheap ninjas, and the fact it's an artifact can make sense in the deck. Of course, I'm not interested in a second copy of Crafted Growth, and none of the other cards are really for my color, so that's an easy pick. But I haven't really. Well, I don't have to decide whether I'm gonna play it or not because it's just pack 2 here right now. Alright, so depth to the Kami is a bit too clumsy. Now I'll take the Coiling Stalker here, sure. Okay, here we have a Community Spirits. Not sure if I have enough good enchantments. Well, I might still pick some, but let's take it for now. It could also be, replacing my land number 17, because this can also find a land. Top 4 cards, it's quite likely one of them will be a land. Alright, so this is an interesting choice. I could just take another Kami of Terrible Secrets here, or take another Mukata Ambusher. Now that I have 2 of these already, I think I'll take the Kami, because this can be a little bit, unexciting when you have to cast it for 4. So I don't want to be relying too much on this ninjutsu being active that often. I do have a couple of 1-drops, but still a couple of Searchlight Companions, but still I think it was more interesting to take the Kami here. This pack doesn't really have anything of interest, so let's take something. Shakedown, Shrine Steward. Let's take the Shrine Steward in case I find more things for this to fetch, then I could play it There's an entire pack left. Who knows, maybe I get a couple of those black 4 mana removal auras. Okay, I get to finally take it dead to the Kami. Let's put it to the deck for now, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be among my first cards. This is 22 non-land cards, so of course with an entire pack left in the draft, I will be finding a lot more playables than 23 here. Okay, Boseiju who endures with an Assassin's Ink. So this is actually a tough one. This pack has interesting other options too, but the decision is really between the Assassin's Ink and the Boseiju who endures. This is such a good one, and it doesn't cost you a land. This is a very high quality removal spell though, and quite often it can be a 3 mana card in this deck, and also will be a 2 mana card at some point. It will always require 2 black though, so the mana cost is a bit demanding, of course. I wouldn't mind having even the Azusa's Many Journeys just to have a 2 mana play that's an enchantment, but I think that I have to take the thing that, because destroying artifacts and the enchantment is so valuable, and the fact this doesn't actually cost a spell slot in the deck, it's very hard to pass it in that situation. Alright, so Fade into Antiquity, pretty easy pick here. Unless I really want to take the Papercraft decoy. 6 artifacts. That's a fairly low amount still for the Kami of Terrible Secrets, but Fade into Antiquity. I think I should have one of these in the main deck always. Alright, so here yeah, I have a decent 2-drop options here. Neither of them sadly is an artifact or enchantment. With 2 Kamis I really would be interested in those card types. I think I'll take the 2/2 that can block as a 3/3 and also be harder to block with just opposing 2-drops, because it acts as a 3/3 when it brawls with other creatures. So yeah, let's take the trainee here. I'm not a big fan of that ninja there. It's fine, but it's nothing too amazing. Alright, so how about this containment construct? I won't be discarding any cards. Really, I don't have a channel or any other way to discard really that much. I mean, I have some maybe, but one channel at least, but well, actually 2, but anyway, don't think it's enough to run that card. But I'm not sure I'm gonna wanna play another Kami of Terrible Secrets either. Maybe it's time to take the Centipede. I have now some early drops. Getting this to reconfigure to something can be interesting option. How about here then? Clothing Torment, Increase Infiltrator. Do I have enough ninjas to play the Infiltrator here? I really just problem is just that I have 7 artifacts, 7 enchantments. Assuming I play them all, that is probably enough for the 2 Kami of Terrible Secrets. But maybe I should just take the Season of Renewal here. I'm not sure if this deck actually cares about the Clothing Torment that much. I don't have that many enchantments though, but maybe I'll take it now, because if I find more enchantments, that can be an interesting option to run. Alright, out of these options, the Safekeeping and the Careful Cultivation are the interesting ones. I think I'll take the Cultivation now. I might be interested in having 4 drops on turn 3, because I have a lot of them. Sometimes I might just play this as a 4 mana card, so this acceleration will be valuable. Here it's a very easy Tales of Master Seshiro with the other options. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna play the Crafted Growth. Oh, well, talking about easy decisions, I wouldn't mind having maybe another of these, but of course Gloomstreaker is really good, and it was actually the pack 3 pick 8, the last pack in the draft I haven't seen, and it contained my a 2-color build around uncommon, although it's not exactly a build around, it's just a very decent card for black and green. Alright, I think I'll take the Many Journeys thing here, not necessarily because it's an amazing card, but it's an enchantment and I want to maximize my chance to get cards from the Kamis here. And here I might even play the Papercraft Decoy for the same reason. It's an artifact. Yep. This can pick up something in my deck. I have a bunch of ninjas, but I think I'll take the 2 mana artifact here now. And I got the Silencer, which I don't think I'm gonna necessarily end up playing, but at least it's something I can consider playing. and here. Doesn't actually matter. I'm not gonna play two of these. I don't think I'm gonna play even the first copy, so I think I'll just hate draft the best card from the pack. Yeah, this doesn't matter. Okay. Did I have any auras here? I don't have any shrines, that's for sure. Two auras. The first one is the thing I might not even play, the crafted growth, and then the other one is the careful cultivation. Yeah, it's not worth running the steward here, so let's just go here and make some cuts now. All right. How do I do it? That is 32 cards. Of course, I will be cutting majority of, well, not a majority of them, but almost a third of them will be cut. So let's start with the easy ones. Get to the Kami. I don't think the Blade Pleasure is that important anymore. Crafted growth. Maybe the Season of Renewal is. Well, it's currently 10 enchantments, but I might be cutting still some of that stuff. I don't think I need the Coiling Stalker here now. Or the Dokuchi Silencer. This is still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 permanent spells I can play on turn 2, and the Lethal Exploit I can use if opponent has an early drop I need to get rid of. I think the Commune with Spirits is also... No, it would replace a land. Or am I gonna play 16 lands regardless without the Commune with Spirits? Because that's something I could consider, because one of my 2 mana cards, I mean the 2 mana channel option here, is going to give me a mana producer, and also my curve basically stops at 4. I have 2 cards that cost more than that, and if I'm missing the 4th land drop, I can channel this at 3 mana to make sure I get the 4th. So it's actually something I could just consider here. Cut the Commune with Spirits and just play 16 lands. I also have the Jungle Hollow here to, fix my mana a bit, so it will still be like a 9-8 mana base. But I still... Okay, this is actually another card I would like to play at, at 6 mana at least. But it is something you can play still on turn 4 at 4 mana. And one of my 4 mana cards, of course, gets me 2 forests. So getting to 6, that will allow me to get to 6 mana quite easily. So this is currently 10 enchantments, 8 artifacts. I am slightly interested in playing the Iron Apprentice, because I have 2 of these Kamis of Terrible Secrets. This is also one of the artifacts that the opponent rarely, goes ahead and tries to use a card to kill it. So if I have this like on the battlefield and with this thing on my hand, I can just play in a way that this stays on the battlefield for a few turns. Well, hopefully not too many turns, but until I get to cast this with the weight value. But I need to cut 2 cards, and that is now the tough one. I don't think I'm going to cut the Yukai Trainee. That is too efficient of a 2-drop. I really quite like the card here. Careful Cultivation is a 2 mana spell in practice. So the Season of Renewal might just be, out of these options, the card I'm least interested in. It can pick up some nice enchantments for sure. So this is a 2-for-1 for sure. I like the Centipede just also for the same reason it's an artifact. The Ambushers. Yeah, this is really tough, because I don't want to cut anything here anymore. But I have to cut at least 2, so I guess the Season of Renewal has to be one of the 2. I do have the Gloomshrieker as value play to get something back from my graveyard. This only returns permanent cards, but so does this. One more cut. I think it might have to be the Mukota Ambusher. Now I know it's an artifact, but it's also not the kind of artifact. I mean, unless I get to ninjutsu it won't really contribute towards a turn 4 Kami of Terrible Secrets that easily. I like these cheaper artifacts for the curve out potential because I have here enchantments. Well, not a lot, but some enchantments I can play early in the game. And combining with the artifacts, I can have a turn 4 Kami of Terrible Secrets that, gets me the card. Yeah, the Careful Cultivation is an enchantment which I don't usually plan to play as such, but it's still, even if I don't include it in this count, it's still 9 enchantments. So that's decent enough. So I think the Ambusher might be the cut here. I have 2 of them and they are not really that particularly strong ones, and I don't have a ton of ways to enable ninjutsu, and this as a 4 mana is like acceptable but not an exciting play. So I will cut that, leaving me with 7 artifacts, 10 enchantments. That's probably enough for the Kamis to do. Get me the card. At least, sometimes. It doesn't have to always draw a card. Sometimes you have to play a 4 mana 3/4 because other times you get the card and then it's a lot better than that. So the average, quality of this card in this particular deck is still going to be, better than just a 3/4 vanilla creature. It's going to draw me like half a card on average or something like that. Alright, Jungle Hollow, Boseiju goes in the deck, and then 7 and 7 is one option, in which case I would have more green, although I will use this as a spell sometimes. I have more green cards in here. Only one double caster, and I want to ninjutsu this thing out quite often, so in which case it's just a single caster, so I think it's easily 7 and 7. Basic land's giving me the 9/8 to favor green mana. Yep, that is the deck. Okay, that's totally fine. I'm on the play with the turn 1 Shigeki, turn 2 mana producer to also allow me to have more mana here. If I'm lucky, I will get a. Well, I don't know if I have to be super lucky, but if I draw 1 land, I get to play this on turn 3. And a turn 3 4/4 on the play is definitely something most decks won't have that easy time dealing with. Okay, I didn't get there, but I do have an enchantment and an artifact now, so the Kami actually can maybe draw me a card. I'll do this pre-com, but just in case the opponent does something to the 1/1 while I'm attacking with this thing, that would be awkward, so let's use the 3 mana now. Okay, I'm gonna lose my enchantment. They have a Wondrous Intervention, but I have a Yukai Preserver here, so if I draw the third land, I can still have both artifact and an enchantment here. Okay, I did. It would be nice to use this as a removal spell, but of course now it's not really doable here. Am I gonna make this into a 2/2 flyer? They are playing blue and white, so they could have flyers. I don't know though. This is my only enchantment, and if they kill this artifact, I have another artifact in my hand, so I think I'm gonna do it. Because the 3/3 is still able to block the Disciple, although they can actually kill the 3/3 with the Ninja's Kunai. And they can also kill the companion. Okay, actually, with the Kunai there, I should, in fact, just make this into a 4/4, because this is my only enchantment currently. And I really want them to just not deal with my artifact or an enchantment or the mana producing thing, so that I can get my card from the Kami of Terrible Secrets. I don't think they're gonna kunai down the companion now. Also, them being blue and white means their removal is most likely enchantment based, so this will, let's say they can tap this down with Tamiya's completion, for instance, or they can pacify it, but it would still be an enchantment I control, so good for the Kami here. So now this is... Okay, this is actually tough now, because I can't play the Terrible Secrets. Oh, wait a minute, this requires mana, I was wrong. Yeah, this activate, plus this has summoning sickness too, so no problem, actually, I can do this. Because but if they would have had this as an available response, then of course this doesn't work, because they can respond to the trigger by killing my only artifact or my only enchantment. But now it's not possible for two different reasons. Thinking about any attacks, they might go for some kind of a group block here. I wouldn't mind if they, triple block this, but I will lose this and then I don't get my card, so what I should do here is just play this now that I'm guaranteed to find my card, and then I can offer these attacks. Will they have a ninja? Do I want to have my 1/1 here as a blocker? No, they're playing blue. I think I'll leave this as a blocker. Now, if they want to use the ninja's kunai to kill it, sure, I'll let them do that, but I will at least force them to do that. Okay, just a mentor here giving a counter to the lifelinker. Well, they still don't have a good attack with it, because I can block with the 3/4 and the 1/1 here. So that's probably... they actually chose to play this instead of using as a bounce spell. That means they must have something interesting there. Now they have the ninja's kunai up, but I have a lethal exploit with a modified creature here. So I think I should just be brave and attack and see what they decide to do. Because they can block the Yukai Preserver with the Disciple and then something else. Well, I think I will see what's the block gonna be, because I might get some nice value from the lethal exploit now. Okay, they just jump block here. That is totally fine. Now they can now use the ninja's kunai to kill the preserver, but who cares about that? That's a -3/-3, it doesn't kill that thing. And now I will of course lose my... modified creature now, so this will be a -2/-2 in future, but don't think it matters too much. I think they're gonna use the kunai now, but that was a 2/1 there. And they have only 2 cards left. Okay, that's not a samurai, that's not a samurai. They have no enchantment here yet, so, and I can just deal with it using the lethal exploit. I'm still a bit surprised they played this as a land, so maybe they have like a 3-mana spell in there. Okay, Greater Tanuki is a good one. So, of course, with the lethal exploit here, I could attack into this, but there's no reason to take the risk. I'll just play this and see what happens. If they were completely tapped out, yeah, maybe I would have done that. Attack with the 3/4. Oh, they just... No, they might have had that. And this is not an artifact, so they did not get the 2/2 samurai from this thing. Alright, so am I supposed to attack with... Not really. I guess I could attack with this thing. They will block with the Disciple. I make it into a 2/3. They might double... No, this is not gonna be enough. If they double block with the 1/1 and the Disciple, it's still not enough to bring down the Kami of Terrible Secrets. And if they choose to play with the Norika Yamazaki just to get an enchantment from, attack with this just to get the Golden Dale Disciple back, I will be able to block it with value using the Papercraft decoy. That said, in that case, I can't do that if I want to play this thing. I think I'm gonna just, I got a 1/1 flyer here, which I can use to, you know, deal some damage. It's quite funny though, my pretty wide board here is shut down by the 4/5 lifelinker, of course. But I have the only way to, you know, deal damage to the opponent right now, so yeah, okay. Against 2 open mana, I don't think I can. I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it, so I will just, you know, attack with this thing. Does seem like the opponent doesn't have anything though. Could be, of course, a counterspell still. Alright, well, let's get some value from the ambusher and the searchlight company that I can play afterwards. It is going to start very tempting soon to do something with the Kami of Terrible Secrets, but I don't kinda have to. They will have a 2/3 flyer soon though. Oh, Centipede. Now this is making things interesting. Great. So let's play it. And reconfigure it on what? The options are, of course, the companion or the 3 power attackers, which includes this, because if this gets blocked by the disciple, it will trade with it. It is tempting too, and I can use the lethal exploit still, because of this thing taps for mana, so maybe I should even do it like this just in case. Reconfigure this on maybe just a lifelinker. I don't mind if they trade with the Norika Yamazaki here. Let's make them, you know, force them to do something here. That's totally fine. And I'm gonna not reconfigure it right now because I wanna keep the lethal exploit still up. So maybe the opponent hit a really big pocket of lands because they have 4 cards in their hand. They have discarded 2 lands now. They played a land, so yeah, I think they hit a pocket of land there. Completion. Targeting what? Chain Flail Centipede. That's understandable actually. That is probably the biggest threat they have to deal with, because even though the flyer here is, you know, still a problem they need to deal with, but they have a answer for it coming up, and it's quite slow way to still win. It's gonna take 9 turns. Right, so is it time to try to attack with my guys and use the lethal exploit? It is tempting though. It is really tempting. Now that I drew the Boseiju Regis card, maybe I will first see if they have a counterspell on this thing, because this is of course an amazing card. If they tap out on a counterspell right now, they had something there, that's for sure. But yeah, this is gonna be also a big threat they need to deal with somehow. The problem is that if I lose my, if they can start attacking with this, they're gonna gain so much life. I don't think I will take that risk. Now that I have this an actual big win condition here coming up, because they are having now some responses. They could be many things, and my lethal exploit could just really backfire horribly. Now I might I don't maybe care about losing the Searchlight Companion here, so I will attack into this. I don't have a modified creature currently. Okay, they're befriending the mod. Now they get to gain 5 life, but I get to attack back for a lot of damage. So even though they go back to 13, I will be able to attack with my guys now. And I don't care about my own life total here too much because I'm at 29 there. Okay, that can return a land from my graveyard, but I don't think I even have. This is a weird chapter 2. I suppose if I had the Boseiju in my graveyard, I could. Well, that would be a very great thing to bring back now. Anyway, I drew the forest. I didn't have many of them left, but I still drew one. Alright, so am I gonna attack with everything? Because he's gonna fly again. Yeah. Yeah, I can't reconfigure this because Tamiya's completion makes it lose all abilities, including the reconfigure. So I cannot get my this to make it at -3/-3. So in order to try to save this companion, I will do this now before damage is getting dealt, and let's see what they have to maybe say here. Okay, that actually resolved. Now that was good. And they are down to 3 now, so I was able to deal more damage than they gained life there. And now I will have this massive reach thing coming up too. Okay, that's gonna draw them 2 cards, but they won't have more than up to 4 mana available. So they can't do too many things with this amount of mana. They can go back to 8, but I have more than 8 power here. Well, I guess they can easily have like 1 blocker at least. Another lifelinker. That's not a bad one because now I can't really attack. Well, I can, but let's of course. So assuming they have nothing with the 1 white mana they have available, if I attack with everything, they are basically at 10 because this can block and gain them 2 life. This of course doesn't have haste. So they block a 3 power, or if they block a Kami of Terrible Secrets, that's great. Because then it's just gonna eat it. Do they have to do that? 2, 4, 5, 8. So let's say if they block the Papercraft Decoy, that's still fine for me because I get to draw a card. And I will be dealing 9 damage. So they cannot block a 1/1. Unless they have a way to... They might have the 1 mana white spell that keeps this in a counter and they will gain an additional point of life. But yes, this is actually... If they don't have anything... that trick will also untap a creature, so if they actually have it, they can untap the Golden Dale Disciple, but no, they did not. Oh, they had that one. I kind of forgot that thing that also exists. They go back to 4 now. But I have this 9/9 here, they still need to deal with somehow. Yeah, I forgot this is in the... I always think about... When I see an opponent with 1 white mana up, I only take into account the other instant that has the modes available. Okay, so that's a lot of lands. Oh no, now I told them I have nothing because it went straight to combat now. Alright, so if I attack with the 10/10, they of course have to block, but they have a lot of toughness there. They can deal with it, which is very sad. And the problem is they can deal with it so that they don't even lose that much. I don't think I should be attacking with it now because it's gonna be an 11/11 on the next turn. So let's say if they leave the 4/5 lifelinker, that means they will lose. This deals 4, so they can block with a... So replication, no, but if they block with the Kitsune, that's fine. If I get 3 cards from there, but if they block with the 4/5, and then the one of the three fours. Okay, then I can only kill 2 of them. Right. So maybe with the land in hand, let's wait a bit here. Just hopefully they don't answer this thing, because that would be horrible. Also, any artifact they will draw will actually give them a nice amount of value. Oh, well, look at this. Now I have 8. Well, I have 11 lands plus. Oh, but I lost my mana producing. I lost my mana producing thing, but I'm gonna still play this. I mean, this is gonna be x equals 4, right? That's x equals 4. That's 10 mana. So I guess this wins the game. This will deal damage to this, and I'm thinking about the flyer or the kitsune here. The flyer allows my companion to attack. I'm actually gonna win here anyway, am I not? Whatever, because I can just attack with everything. Yep. I mean, that was... I should have realized that, of course, they can't have a good block here. Because they have to jump this and then they still take 4. I didn't even... Yeah, I was so excited about the removal spell there. Alright. That was a nice end. Okay. I can actually have a nice curve out here. I want the draw. But even if they... have a 2-drop that can block this, I can play the 3-1 on turn 2. And that is a 2-drop that can block it. I'm not gonna risk it, so I'll just do this now. Oh, it's gonna get Death Touch and Lifelink, so actually I can now, do this attack. They are not gonna block it. I'm very happy if they do. Wow, they almost considered doing it. Maybe they were just joking, maybe. Alright, so my hand is pretty decent here, given all the stuff. Boseiju is gonna be amazing. I'm not gonna use this channel option. I'm just gonna wait until I draw the 4th land, because when I do, I will be having the 6th mana for this thing also available. Okay, they get some nice discounts here. This is of course a great 2-drop to play. Absolutely. Alright, so they had a pretty good start there. I'm happy I have my Gloomstreaker. Also the Bamboo Crow Archer will be nice. But guess I'll just play the 3 mana spell with my 3 mana. A permanent card. So the Prowler coming back. Yeah, it's good enough to get it back. Plus, you know how good the Menace guy, especially this Menace guy, is with ninjas. Of course, the opponent now knows I have a ninja in my hand, so they are gonna leave 2 blockers or use removal to kill this. Because of course I get more value if I get to return it to my hand. Another Arm God Familiar. Oh, come on. Talk about value from this mechanic. That's giving them 3 mana here. Ugh, that's disgusting actually. That is really disgusting. This is crew 4 though, so it's not that easy to crew. And I did get my 4th mana here. Question is now, am I supposed to just play the Boseiju? I think I need to have just the Boseiju here to get the big creature at some point. I do need to... Yeah, that is just what I have to do here, right? The Search Hacker mech was really decent, but if they don't have a creature with a good amount of power... But I guess they already have a 3... Yeah, well, if nothing else, they can crew it with the ground guys and attack for 7 without me having the option to even block it. I do have my Lifelinker though, I can get some life back. I can have the Bamboo Crow Archer, which I can also play for 5. Well, channel for 5 to deal with the Mechanaut. It can be played for 2 mana. Okay, look at this. Opponent just had the perfect curve out here. I'm not dead yet, I'm at 7, but I lost my ability to ninja anything out now. And they removed a creature from me every turn, basically. And while they were able to apply this much pressure too, that was the opponent having such a great tempo place there. But now, of course, I can still try to survive, so I need to play this. And then, which of these I'm gonna block with? Oh, they still have a 1 mana spell. Oh, they have the shock there. Maybe the centipede just to optimize the use of mana here. Yeah, it seems like they have yet another removal spell there. Wow. Okay, they had the hover bike, which is 1 mana here, of course. That's insane. I just lose now. I can't block. They take 7. They deal 7 here unblocked. Wow. They only have to, crew the mech, and that's it. So the opponent had a crazy good start, and look at the value from this. They got, what, 4 mana from it. They get 4 mana, and they basically tapped out almost every turn, so this was just an insane turn 2 for them. And I had my big reach thing here, so I was almost able to stabilize here. I had some lifelink available, and another big thing, so if they didn't have this perfect start here, I was really in a good shape to stabilize here. Okay, again a bit risky hand, of course, but I'm gonna have to keep it because I have these 3 mana plays available. I just need to draw a 3rd land to get things going in 3 draw steps, which I didn't do yet. That's not a bad draw though. Can block the familiar. They didn't have a ninja there. They have a centipede though. Okay. I'm taking 6. I'm discarding down to hand size. Well, that's gonna be fast then. That's gonna be fast then. That's game. That's how you lose games. Don't do anything in a couple of turns. Opponent curves out normally. I think the hand had to be a keep there. I just needed to draw 1 land in 3 doorsteps. And this is of course coming at a very unfortunate time because I'm trying to get to top 1200 and now losing these, getting less than 3 wins in a premier draft means I lost a lot of rank, so it can easily just mean that I won't be able to finish in the top 1200, but alright, so let's play this and have another land drop, which might be useless if I don't draw a land on the next turn. That said, I don't know if I even need 4 mana next turn, but maybe I don't. Yeah, if I draw a land, I could play the ambusher as a 4-drop. Yeah, that's a possibility actually. Should I do that if I draw land? Because yeah, I can ninja this thing, but it's quite slow. So let's say if I play the companion now. What happens if I don't draw land? On the next turn, I can ninja this, and then I can play the decoy. Yeah, that's right. So if I play this now, I can play this for 2. Assuming they don't have a way to block my flight, of course. So I will have use for 4 mana. If I draw a land, then that's fine too. I'm gonna get this 3G. If I play the ambusher now and I don't draw a land, then all I can do next turn is play the companion. So I think this is the more valuable thing to do now. This is gonna be fine whether I draw a land or not. Playing the ambusher now and not drawing a land means, well, it depends on what the spell is then, but at least this gives me a chance to get some additional value out of the companion. If I might be interested in having multiple of these 1/1 ground guys, of course. Shigeki, yeah, that is annoying, but they did miss a land drop there. Didn't they? Or did they play a land? No, that was the turn 3, because of course I had an extra land earlier. This gives Death Touch and Lifelink. They might have a Tamiya safekeeping though, it seems like that, but if I get rid of that by sacrificing the 1/1, that's totally fine. Yeah, that's what they're gonna have there. And now, of course, I could ninja this thing away, but I don't think it's worth it. I play the papercraft decoy instead. Shigeki is really good though. I don't want to see that thing. That is really good. At least they can't use it now. It requires 2 mana. So they wanted to have a blocker available here. I could attack with the decoy because I don't... Well, unless I want to just play this as a... I believe the... Oh, actually I could... yeah, I should do this. Because if they block the 3/3, I get to untap land, so let's do this now. This has an ability. And then I can attack with everything. I can trade this with a card. I think it's valuable enough. And I have the ambusher here available if I want to. Okay, they just choose that. I'm very happy if they choose that. That is really good. That is good in so many ways. First of all, they might lose this. With 1 black mana, I think they have to. And then I can lifelink. I have the lifelinker while getting value from the decoy. Wow. Because we left the battlefield, so I can do this. Okay, that was an amazing turn. Now they weren't interested in using this ability, they were just wanting to trade away things, but of course that was super valuable to me. I even got value out of the untap ability of this likeness of the Seeker here. That was really good. Okay, crafted growth without a creature on the battlefield, so they didn't even get the counter there. That fades into antiquity. So now they need something else for the Greater Tsanuki here. Well, let's make them have it. In the meanwhile, the 1/1 flyer keeps dealing damage to them. So they could have made that into a 2/4 with the Ecologist Terrarium. Or maybe even with this, but this could have been a card they hadn't drawn when they made the decision to block with this. But the 2-4 actually would have been pretty decent against my 3-3 and the 3-1 here. They have a Kotose though, so they get some of these things, but it's not really that great. It's just a 3-1. I'm not too worried about that. So they exile to this and they can look at my hand and my deck now and exile all the other copies, but I don't have them. So they can play it as a... So for as long as you control Kotose, you may play that card. Alright, so they can play that thing. Huh. Well, the Gloom Trigger is definitely good. But I think I will save it for the... when I can actually return the Greater Tanuki. The Azusa's many journeys isn't that great when they have a 4-4 available, so let's just do this now. They don't have a block available. They might make this into a 5-5 with the Ecologist thing, but that's fine. I will play my 2-drops now, which they knew about. And then when this dies, I will return it with the Gloom Trigger. So that's nice. And they actually do have... What they can also do, they can attack for 4 lifelink damage. Might even double block it actually. To try to kill it. Or I can just take the damage and then I have a 6-5 here myself. And it also tramples, so... But of course with the Papercraft Decoy I can easily, double block. And this will draw me a card anyway. And if they have like a removal spell to make the double block bad, I mean, then they have to use that removal spell. And I have this thing available, but they had to Behold the Unspeakable instead. And I don't think they're gonna attack now. Oh, actually, maybe they are. Alright, well, first of all, are they gonna jump block the Greater Tanuki? Do I want to play the Long Reach of Night now or later on? Because the thing is... Yeah, let's just do this now and see what happens. Okay, so there's nothing I can return. So first of all, they might choose to discard a card, but still they will draw a card in their draw step. So if one of them, they will have 2 cards in hand when this chapter 2 resolves, which means that if they have an instant in their hand, they might respond to it and draw 4 cards instead of getting this Cry 2, draw 2. But I think it's still worth it doing this. Because I don't want to play the Gloom Trigger and return just the many journeys here. I don't think they're gonna sacrifice a creature here. So they will lose one of the cards in their hand, which was a 8-8. Okay. So they didn't respond to this. In order to do that, they would have actually needed to have a manual stop or use full control anyway. Okay, they scry to the bottom and draw 2. Of course I have a... Oh no, look at this board here. Not only do they have to deal with the 6-5, I have a lot more creatures than they, and they are only down to 3 life here. And I have my 1-1 flyer here. If they choose to attack with Kotos being a lifelinker, they will go up to 7 or maybe even 8 if they use the Terrarium too, because they can play the Prowler. My Prowler they exiled from my graveyard to give it a lifelink and death touch for this turn. They have a Kami which they can use to return the Behold the Unspeakable, but that's a really slow way to do things. They don't even have the mana to recast it on this turn. I don't think that's the winning play. So now they have to sacrifice a creature or discard a card. I don't think they're gonna discard the Unspeakable. Now the fact they had the Fang of Shigeki and the Prowler for the 3 mana they still had left, of course, gives them a way to... But let's first see. At least now I have full information available if they're gonna make this into a 4-4 lifelinker. Should I trade with it? They're gonna go to 10 anyway if they attack with it. But they have to make up their mind if they want to leave it as a blocker instead. Now the 1/1 Death Toucher is good against the Tanuki, but this thing has Trample. But they can go to 10 life, which means... Huh. Oh, wait a minute. Did I just lose connection here? Oh man, I have to reconnect. Okay, so I don't know if I lost my timeouts there, but... Oh boy. Where did... Okay, they are attacking with this thing, and I have a timeout still left. Okay, good. So they are attacking with this as a Death Touch Lifelinker. They go to 10 no matter what. I can choose to deal with it by blocking with the... Although the trainee... No, the trainee will just trade it. I think I'm going to actually do this because I have the 2 mana to draw the card here. So let's just get rid of that thing. I could also use the trainee and the 1/1 here. But the decoy can't attack into the 4/3 anyway, so it's better just to do it like this. Oh, I didn't actually want to draw 2 lands there, but it is what it is. The Behold is gonna give -2/-0 again, and they will be drawing a card from it, so it is kind of awkward. But not much I can do about it. They go to 4 now. They don't have more lifelinkers there. I have the 1/1 to block the Prowler, so they can't really... Well, no, they will play the -2/-, so if they want to attack for 7, they will be able to do that. This is gonna be 0 power, basically. Okay, they choose to do that. That is so sweet. I'm just killing out the all here. They actually are gonna lose all that stuff, and they're gonna count on getting the, the draw 4 there. That is so sweet. I mean, now all this stuff is relevant. This is a menace guy. That's actually gonna be a... I think they made a mistake there. I think that was a mistake. Because how can... This will have menace too, and they will have how many creatures in the graveyard? A lot. So this will be, harmless for 1 turn. They are -2/-0. But then after that I can play my 6/5 and I get this. I have so many threats here. Okay, I think that's gonna give me a very good chance to win now. So they have 6. This is a 6 power menace creature. And they don't... Oh, they didn't... Okay, so they didn't even play... They didn't get the draw 4 there. Because of the... Whatever they had in their hand wasn't castable. Alright. So that's 2 blockers, which is good for the menace. That's not gonna do anything, really. This is still trampling. And I can even attack with my 1/1 here because they have a... Alright, I think this should be easy now. They didn't use the Terrarium though, which might mean that they have some kind of an instant speed effect, but how can they deal with everything here? I'm not saying I'm winning on this turn if they have a removal on some of my guys, but this will be like a 1/1 flyer. It's not really a big deal. They just loot here. Okay, well that's lethal attack then. Alright. Yeah, this is a fine hand. I wouldn't mind drawing one of my Kamis of Terrible Secrets now, because I do have an artifact and an enchantment. Potentially we're sticking on the battlefield. Maybe I should play this, because in case they will kill this in mid-combat, I will at least get the counter. This could be Tamiya's safekeeping too, because they definitely have, you know, priority stops there, so that could be Tamiya's safekeeping. Barrier of memory. Oh, there's the ninja, but I don't really have any way to ninja it out now. Maybe I can. Yeah, it's not a great situation to be in, but I think I have to play it, because when am I going to have an unblocked attacker? I could have a bluff attack on the next turn. I couldn't even ninjutsu this on this turn, so I would have to make this thing go through on the next turn. It's rather unlikely to happen. Now at least they are going to need to have blockers here. If I draw a forest, I could use the spinning wheel kick, but I'm assuming they're gonna have something here. So I'm not even counting on this thing going through, but at some point... this will actually put all those counters on target creature. I can use the tails here to give the Iron Apprentice more counters. That said, the 2-2 or even 3-3 doesn't do much against the 4-4 there. So maybe I won't be doing that. I might just give one counter to the Nashi here. And then make a trade happen. Okay. A spinning wheel kick is my game plan here now. I just need another forest actually. I will have 6 mana, but I don't have 2 green yet. Nezumi Prowler. So I don't actually mind if they block with this thing, because it will actually start adding counters. They might even block with the Jukai Preserver here instead. I could also give the counter to the flyer here. I mean a reach thing, but they can still threaten to give this a counter. This gives a counter to any enchantment creature, which is all the creatures they have. So I think I'm gonna just force them block with something. Force a block with something, because they are not gonna take this one through. And now they can... Yeah, basically I need to just have the second green at some point and use the spinning wheel kick for good effect here. Yep, can't block the 4-4 or even a 5-5 if they want to. Huh, that's interesting. Also super awkward. Super awkward that I still haven't got my second green here. Now, it seems like they are going to block here and make this into a 4-3. In which case I can make this into a 5-5. I don't see anything better here. I really don't see it. I'm not gonna give the counter on the, on the 1-1 here. They can just of course take 2, which they did, so now I could use the Prowler. I just don't know even if I want to lose the counters here, because these are valuable when the creature dies. The question is though, am I going to play this or save it for some kind of ninjutsu? I will be gaining life though. I will save it, because I can give this 5-5, death touch and lifelink. That is valuable. So I'm gonna just pass the turn for now. So they're gonna just make the samurai into a big 5-5. Okay, that's actually a risky play, I would say. Because when this dies, they don't have much to show for it. But then again, I don't have really a threatening board here. I will have a 5-5 hasty creature coming up though. But that was a lot of mana used just to... Okay, they just go for it. So now I need to draw another green source and win the game, right? Which I don't do. Because if I do, I would be able to kill them both because of the Death Toucher here. Oh well. But I'm gonna play the Prowler and the Long Reach of Night. So how does it work? Do I want to... They are not gonna block any of my creatures, so I should just do this pre-combat to gain life. It seems like they have to have like only lands in their hand, because otherwise they would use 6 mana for something else than just giving an extra counter there. They will also take 8 damage here. Now they will discard a card, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna just discard a land. This is not gonna cost them too much, but I also have... it would be of course pretty awkward to lose the game with never getting the second green. With the Spinning Wheel Kick, my only green double caster card in the entire deck. With this in my hand. Visitor. That leaves them... I can still jump block this thing, although this gives trample also for the turn it's been used, but it will still, you know, absorb 3 damage there. So the question is, am I supposed to block yet on this turn? Because I wouldn't mind them tapping out once I maybe find a second green, because then it's a safe Spinning Wheel Kick, of course. Are they considering not attacking with the Sky-Blessed Samurai? Because they are thinking of something. At this point it has to be about whether to attack with the Samurai or not, because... yeah. So they can... I can block now and then I will take no damage, or I will take 4 damage if they choose to tap out to give the counter and trample. Other option... My attack is not lethal, that is a kind of a problem here. Maybe I am supposed to... I'm gonna actually do the block now. So now they have to at least tap out if they want to trample over some amount of damage. And if they do that, they don't have any mana to, you know, play additional blockers here. They will discard one of their cards or sacrifice the visitor, that's also possible. Okay, there is a green source. It is a slow one, but assuming they don't have a pump, they could have the boon of Boseiju. It's +7/+7 right now. If they don't have that thing, I will be using the Spinning Wheel Kick on the next turn. I need a Death Toucher to survive though. But I guess I will have also a lethal attack coming up. On the next turn, that is. But yeah, if they have a boon of Boseiju, I will lose. They have a decision about what to discard or sacrifice. I don't think they can sacrifice, because then they would have to... yeah, they would have to jump block with the Bearer of Memory. I assume the Generous Visitor is... oh, by the way, I would have just won the game if I drew an untapped green. I didn't even think of that option, but this is really 11 damage I'm having here, so if I would have been able to kill this, that's the game, but I had my tapped green source here now. But the opponent is now thinking, I hope I'm not disconnected again, because that would be really awkward. I can't afford to, not, miss this turn, really. Hopefully they are just having a difficult... okay, they chose to... wow. So they're gonna lose the Bearer of Memory here. I will go to 12, but I'm still losing the Boon of Boseiju here. Not much really else to do here than just attack. They will block with the... yeah, I think that's a Boon of Boseiju. That seems like... I mean, they would have discarded something. I don't know. Well, it's... I mean, I have no reach, guys, no nothing. It's if I lose, I lose. That's just how it goes. It's pretty weird, because the entire game plan was just playing this and, giving it 3 counters. They used 18 mana in the game to give these 3 counters. And funnily, that's gonna win them the game if they have the pump spell to make this lethal now. And even more funnily, I had the Spinning Wheel Kick in my hand. and I never got the untapped green source in time. Number 2. Although they are not doing anything right now, so I mean, they are pretty forced. If they have the win, they should go for it, because how can they? That's the only chance they have here, right? Given what I have here. If they don't have the win, well, I'm pretty sure they don't have the win now, because they would have gone for it. Okay, they actually... I don't know what was going on there, because they chose to sacrifice this rather than discard a card to this chapter 2 here on the previous turn. They had 2 cards in their hand, so they could have jump blocked with the visitor instead of the 3-2. And they now drew a card and didn't have a game plan here. So I guess there's like a very slight chance that me being at 11 life was going to be... Oh, do you know what could be in their hand? 2 of those white pump spells that give +2/+2. Because this is 11 damage with them. And me being at 12 alive, because they didn't know about this when they had to make the decision for this. So this life actually might have been relevant. Okay, so it has been now stuck on the waiting for the server after the match for almost for a minute, so I think I have to reconnect again. Okay, so little technical difficulties, but let's hope Arena holds up. That's a nice hand. I haven't drawn a lot of those Kamis of Terrible Secrets though. Again, I have a way to not maybe have it on turn 4, but could have a turn 5 card draw from that thing. A land wouldn't be a bad draw, because then I could save this just as a channeler thing, because of course this will get me 2 forests. But if I don't have another 4th land drop than the Boseiju, then of course I have to do it. That said, that could be a change of plan. I mean, this is an enchantment which I can kill with this. Sadly, they will get a land, it's mana accelerating for them. Might still be worth it. Let's see first if they choose to block for some reason. So yeah, because they're gonna get... The problem is they will still get the... But they have to use 2 mana for this ability. Oh man, I'm gonna just play this now. If they leave 2 mana up to accelerate, yeah, I don't want to give them the extra land now for free. At least they will have this way to... They will have to use 2 mana and return this back to their hand to get the additional land. So maybe it's worth it. Alright, so now they don't even have the mana up for that. They have 1 mana though, so they could have, of course, something like a... Okay, I drew the 4th land, by the way. So they can have like a Tamiya safekeeping. But let's attack with everything with the Nezumi Prowler. Of course, I can make the 1/1 thing into a life linker. Okay, it doesn't seem like they have anything, so this could be a really valuable turn for me now. Okay, if that's gonna work, this is gonna be great. And yes, I do realize now that I could have also returned the Yukai training, because that I could have recast right away this turn. But I think the apprentice play is still fine play here. But yeah, that's something I could have considered doing here. But given how well that turn went, I think it's fine. Plus this way I do net an extra 1/1 at some point. How many network terminals are they playing? That's weird. Okay, there is my Terrible Secrets thing, which I will be able to... get value from this. Sorry, I was just in the middle of thinking something, so I couldn't finish my sentence there. So, but yeah, I don't have an enchantment currently, but I will have with the Boseiju. So I'm thinking about here. Of course, I will attack with the Yukai Trainee. I don't lose anything by doing that attack. I could use the Boseiju who endures to kill this and they get on land, but I don't think it matters too much. They have 6 mana already. But also I just want to play the Boseiju reach skyward here. So maybe I will simply do that. One thing is possible to attacking with the apprentice, making this into a 4-2 would be much more relevant than having a 3-1 here. But don't think it's necessarily worth it. It's not worth it. Maybe it is, but maybe it's not. Okay, let's just attack with this thing. And let's keep making the land drops too, because I will use the Boseiju as a removal spell. So destroy target artifact, enchantment or non-basic land. Well, it's not gonna be the land. They will get a fetch their library for a land card with a basic land type. Alright. White. Well, they already have all the colors from the network terminal, so I'm not really... Okay, that is... Okay, now it's time to actually... Now it's time to use the Boseiju, but for... Okay, well that's an interesting one too. I can do them both actually. They will have a 5-5 coming up, but I could just attack with for a lot of damage if I just do the attack. Because this can of course kill both of these. This is an artifact, this is an enchantment. So both can be done. But I can just attack for so much damage now. And I can play even either the Kami of Terrible Secrets or the Long Reach of Night. I think it's better to make them discard. So let's first make them discard. I don't think they're gonna sacrifice anything. Okay, and then this costs 2 mana, right? So that is, they will get the land there. Now one thing is, like maybe slightly awkward. If they don't play a creature on the next turn, this is not gonna come on the next turn. They can just choose to, you know, not do anything for the chapter 2 here. But I think if they don't play a creature, they're in a really bad shape anyway. So they kinda can't really go to 2 life given what I have here. Yeah, they played a creature, so they are gonna just discard the card they have in their hand. Which means that I have full information about the situation now. So I have this massive thing here, and first of all I will just draw a card, right? Yeah, I think I should be... They will get the 5-5 on the next turn, but my branch is really good too. Okay, just to land. And I have the 1-1 flyer. So if I attack with everything here, they will block the Prowler and take 3. That might be even worth it. Or again, leave it for the attack on the next turn. That's also possible. Is it worth forcing some damage now? Actually, it might. Let's make them go to 5. Let's make them go to 5. That will, you know, apply some nice pressure here. Because I have the 1-1 flyer too. This doesn't have reach. The Boseiju has. This hasty thing it doesn't. So if they want to kill this thing, looting doesn't do anything. They can draw and discard. I guess they can mill 1 if they want to do that. So they milled and fade into antiquity. I'm happy that it was that particular card that they had to lose there. Okay, well that I'm less happy about that brilliant restoration they were able to. Let's not even consider the fact that this is a quadruple caster for which they just happened to have it, and they just drew it. They just randomly drew it. They top decked that thing. Now, to be totally fair, it's not the worst possible. They had 2 blockers, but it's still, I mean, yeah. it's still pretty bad. Yeah, I mean, this is probably one of the only cards they could have drawn there to help them really, because I had so many creatures here. They were forced to block the branch of Boseiju. That was the thing. They could have drawn like a random creature that can jump block it though. But and then they had other blockers. But I still had 1/1 flyer. I don't even need to talk about what just happened. That was just sick. So I can trade with this, or I can jump block. I think I'm gonna jump block it. Wait a minute. What? Oh, I'm again losing my connection here. What's going on? Jeez. As you can see, I lost connection again. Well, I'm taking 11 here then. Jeez. Okay, it's really buggy now, the arena here. So I think I lost my timeout. I won't have the block available here anymore. Yep. Now it's my turn. I drew another one of those. And of course they have no creatures in their graveyard because all of them were enchantment creatures or artifact creatures. I have no good attack here. That is... I mean, I can attack for this, but they will be able to block it. If this was a 9/9, yes, that would actually work. I'm disgusted here. I am disgusted. They can even use the... Yeah, I can't even attack with the flyer because they have the reach thing. So attacking with the 8/8 means they will block with the 4/5/5 and the 4/4. That's not good enough for me. I have to... Yeah. I was happy when they milled the Fade into Antiquity, and they just immediately top deck the Brilliant Restoration with, by the way, their 4-color deck, and they happen to have exactly the 4 white sources available. So am I gonna give a flyer counter or the branch of Boseiju? They can just jump block. I think it's gonna be the flyer. It could be the menace thing, but it's 0 power now. I need to find a kill spell on this. I can still have my spinning wheel kick. That will most likely win the game. But the problem is they can now, you know, do this thing, then they can use a channel there, and it's just... yeah, well, it's my turn to top deck now. There's nothing else. They can 3 life from this thing too. My turn to top deck. Let's get the spinning wheel kick, shall we? Or not. So now I will have to attack. I'm gonna now, you know, do this thing. They probably just block with the Shigeki here. They have the channel option available. They can get any non-legendary cards back. They get the land, life even from that land. So again, assuming I don't top deck the spinning wheel kick, I will be losing this. Well, maybe it's not. Well, this Shigeki is gonna give them too much value, I think. They can return multiple things here. They can even get this Brilliant Restoration back. So if this is gonna be my third loss, it's gonna be about this one specific top deck on the specific moment here. And the other 2 losses I had was, well, first of all, the blue-red deck had just insane curve out with everything they needed. Fast victory for them. And then the one game where I just, you know... The one game where I just, you know, didn't draw my 3rd land. And so basically kind of ridiculous losses here again. All 3 of them. I had the game totally wrapped up there. Yeah, I did. But then they drew the 1 card in their deck. So now I need a spinning wheel kick. I think if I have that, that would have still allowed me to kill what X equals 3, 3 of them. Yeah, spinning wheel kick would have killed the Shigeki portrait, because this would be, you know, getting smaller when they lose other things. And then actually the web spinner cuff is the only thing that can answer flyers currently. So maybe there's like a weird way to... Yeah, I need to kill the... Oh no, they have 2 reach guy, but I can still deal with both of them with a spinning wheel kick. Unless they do choose to reconfigure the web spinner cuff, then it will be bad. And of course, if I don't attack with this thing... Yeah, maybe the attack with the branch of Boseiju was just foolish. Now I did block with the 1-1. I don't think the 1-1 actually matters here now. I just can't get over this top deck. Because it was... They had an empty hand there. They had an empty hand there, so they had to draw it, and they had to have the 4 white there, which they did. Alright, so it's just me. It's just about me. Yeah, they can just keep doing that. That also is, you know, doesn't really do much now. Kami War. Yeah. Well, it can get the Kami War back. They at 13. Yeah, alright. They get the Kami War now. They're gonna exile the branch of Boseiju. And then my spinning wheel kick isn't gonna be good enough because I don't have a death toucher. I can't kill the 1-4. Yep, I'm losing this to this Shigeki recursion here. Because it also, you know, mills cards, so they get more targets to their graveyard. So that's game over now. Pretty annoying way to lose the game. I guess that's just how it goes sometimes. But now I will be forced to play some premier drafts, and I'm not gonna record them. There's only a couple of days before the season ends, well, maybe 3 or 4 days. But anyway, I'm at 1377, so I have to get some better results here than 3 threes. There's no way I can rank up unless I get at least 5 wins in a premier draft. So I think the deck was good, but all the 3 losses were somehow, you know, awkward in one way or the other. Of course, I had some great wins with opponents having awkward losses, so that's also a thing. But that was a ridiculous top deck. That was a ridiculous top deck, that brilliant restoration there. Anyway, next one will be a traditional draft, and then on the weekend, which will be coming very soon, there will be a Arena Open, and I will have those day 1 sealed. And if I get to day 2, which will be draft, of course, they will all be uploaded to my channel. Thank you for watching, and bye bye.